Like, do you want
which accent would you
want
have?
a more stereotypical Canadian or Grenadian island accent?
I would not want a Grenadian one. It has these weird little like upwards like kind of like things to it that I'm not
like. I've known you for 13 years, and I can only barely get it like once a week. You'll say one word just slightly
because that shit is suppressed. We went down there as impressionable young little sponges.
That's correct.
We absorbed all of it, and then that was our language for a long time. And then we came back up to Canada, and we were not like when we came back up, I was around, I guess, like 8 or so, 7, and it was right around that time when I went back to hanging out with all my cousins and stuff that stayed up here that they were like, "You sound stupid," and they just made fun of us for our goofy little Grenadian accents, and that shit went away over the course of forcing it to. And then
surprised it would be from your cousins.
I mean, it was. You don't really. It's not. It wasn't even a conscious thing so much as it was. Let's stop getting made fun of by doing this, and then that was that, right? And then eventually you go to like, well, at the time for me it was like you go to white school,
yeah,
because for me I was, you know what I mean? Like
that's a rough term right there.
But like that's what it was in my brain because like okay, there's the early ass years where you're in like pre-K. And you don't even really know what's going on.
Yeah,
right?
It's like whatever.
Exactly, right? And then the time, like, by the time I came down to, like, I got old enough to know what was going on, I was in, like, all black schools in Grenada. You know what I mean? Like, that was what my context was. So, like, the cultural shock coming up here, or I mean, even though I was returning here, and then going to a school was like, oh, it's all just not me.
Now, for context,
was very different.
He really means that Canada's black population is really, really low, particularly compared to the U.S. I went to a high school of like 1,200 people.
Yeah.
We had one black kid.
Yeah. No, it's pretty nuts. And
we had a black kid.
Yeah, I think you told me you talked about him some time ago.
Yeah, our senior class had, I think, 6 people in it, and that's it. We had one black kid. And whenever he showed up, it's like, we got a black kid! And he's like, I'm black. And we were like, whoa!
1 out of 6.
Cool.
That's way higher than any of the high schools around here.
That's a hell of a ratio. But the, but yeah, I pretty much came back and was just like, what is this? This is all different. And then not only that, but they all sound different.
Yeah.
And then that just got reinforced by my cousins and shit back home. Yeah. So my brother and I, like, in no time at all, were pretty much just down to our, hey, yo, what's about dude? You don't
sound like this.
No, we were back. We were to this. We went
American accent.
We reverted to this. Exactly.
I wish I had a more pronounced
and
anything.
So which one do you want? You never answered.
Yeah.
I don't know, because my dad, you can hear the Jamaican in my dad's voice, and you can hear the Grenadian in my mom's voice. Like, you know, it's very clear that like we did not model our language after them. And my grandma like is like hard Jamaican, you know, but it's hard to say.
Irish. He wants an Irish accent.
Do you?
I actually think because
what is that? What did I just?
I don't know what that is.
I don't. No one knows what your accents are, Pat. Pat, don't do Southern accents. Don't.
No,
I heard that.
You can't stop me. You can't stop me, you fucking bitch.
That was not even garbage. That was like flaming garbage that's a garbage monster ate and then shat, and it was still on fire.
For Woolie's context, there was a prolonged period on a recent stream where I did a Southern accent.
I see.
And Plague doesn't like it.
It was not a Southern accent.
It was straight from the mouths of Kentucky babes.
It's that thing Pat does whenever he's like uncomfortable about the fact that he has to do a voice in the first place, so he cranks up this stupid to 11. Like, oh, see how silly I am now? This protects me from my insecurities.
You don't have to try if you fail from the get-go on purpose.
That's right.
That's the way you do it.
That's why when you go to the big race, you just shit yourself right at the starting line and go, whoa.
Trip over your own feet.
I did this on purpose.
If I even make it 5 feet, I'm a hero.
That is true. You ever see those images like shot on during marathons of the runners just shitting themselves?
Oh,
you know what?
man.
They get a free pass. That stuff's hard.
No, I can't. I don't want to do that. That's not cool.
It is graphic.
Woof. That sounds like Jackass, basically.
Well, it's because your muscles are so tired, and your body's so tired. It's just every little
Fight or flight.
Well, Woolie, you want me to ruin something for you horribly?
Please.
Ruin what? What do I call?
You know,
what do I hold sacred? First of all,
you know, in your animes where they take off the limiters.
Yeah.
In real life, that's
yeah, and pissing too.
Yeah,
it's letting everything out. Yeah, you can't be at optimum unless there's no fluid or fecal matter inside of you. You need to and
you have to let
jettison.
You have to let go of the energy that's keeping that.
Of course,
down.
you have to jettison it from your
body
immediately.
It's the anti-brown note thing again. Of you're going to make me shit myself. Well, I'm going to do it and have absolutely no pride in myself.
Yeah.
So you have no power over me.
I think bubbling it, stewing it a little bit in my head to answer your question. I think I like my voice, and I like, even though some people find it creepy. Even though some people find it super creepy.
Even though it's the
That's
creepiest voice someone's ever heard.
Yeah, there was a tweet I put out. Someone was like, "Oh man, like my girlfriend sent me this text freaking out when I started playing the Friendcast, and it's her, and it's this guy's girlfriend just going, who the fuck is that talking?
Like, is there a stalker in our house?
Stalker in the house? What
really?
I've
never heard that before.
Super duper weird. But anyway,
can you do me a favor and say you smell different when you're awake?
do not voice clip him that.
Anyone that talks about smell, you're already in a bad place. Just don't do it.
See, that's why I can never be creepy, because my sense of smell is borderline disabled.
Yeah, I just, like, all throughout my life, there's never been anything good coming from someone that talks to a girl or a guy about smell and trying to be an attractive thing.
You really smell pretty. It's like, oh.
Yeah. Or the literal guy that I used to work with that's like, do not be alarmed. I just want to smell your hair.
I remember that motherfucker.
When he not locked, but he like cornered my friend in like a closet and pulled that line.
Do not be alarmed is the first.
Yeah.
Start ringing the bell
with his giant French accent, and she was like, "I was very alarmed."
Do I wish I had a French accent?
I just wish that it like I like the way I talk, but I wish that it wasn't like a fucking problem for like American sounding black people.
Oh, what do you mean?
Where they like, because the way it's an issue.
Well,
it creates I know, and we've been over this many times, but it creates.
You don't understand. We got like super crackers up here.
But it creates what you could call an authenticity issue, right? All the cyclic redundancy check. It fails when you're doing they're scanning the RAR file to see if the integrity isn't still in check.
Wait a second.
Hold on a minute. Yeah, because I don't, and I wish that wasn't a problem. That's all. If that were not the case, everything would be fucking gravy. But here we are.
No. Not gonna finish that sentence.
Well, now you have to.
Nope. So,
wow, double opting out from the second opening.
There's a moment of reconsideration too. Of dare I? No.
Do I wish I had a French accent? I kind of do, I guess. My dad has one that's kind of faint, and it's really cool. But because I'm like an Anglo, I don't get the French accent. I went to English school.
Here's the thing that's kind of real, though. As much as it adds like a little bit of like, flair, like because my cousin like totally turns up the French accent when he leaves, right, for the exoticness of it, and like everyone has the idea of the romanticized hello, I am from Latin America, and so on. But I think there's something about it where I'm like, if you hear a thing. And then you're trying to do the thing, like if you're trying to speak like Japanese, for example, you would do the thing where you're sort of almost pretending to have the accent while you speak the language to sound more authentic. Mm-hmm. And you do the same thing in French, like on parle pas le français comme ça.
No.
Right? Because that sounds like you're a shitty fucking tourist or American or trying to learn or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, so
I know somebody who has that accent when they speak French. She tries really hard, though.
It's weird, right? So yeah, sure. And our brains are wired in such a way that it's like hard because these are the sounds that language makes, and these are forcing you to go outside of that comfort zone. But I think it kind of demonstrates a level of like understanding and somewhat mastery if you can hear the sound and pick up on the really, really subtle things and then emulate that back properly.
Yeah.
And like an
But
accent,
then you don't do it right anyways.
so like if you have an accent, if you really probably, you know what I mean, like try to buckle it down and get the little subtleties, you could probably get rid of those things if you wanted to.
Well, it's like
It's not that important because you can still communicate effectively with an accent.
Yeah.
So you kind of stop at the point where you're communicating. But if you really cared about the subtleties, I think you could go a bit further.
like it's kind of interesting.
Like I know I want to with non-English languages.
Particularly because most of you folks listening at home are going to be from the States, right? And States is more or less English with a little bit of Spanish on the side. So every time we talk, it's like, oh man, French girls that act, oh fuck, it's couldn't do less. Especially the Quebec French accent.
Yeah.
And the other thing is like, oh man, I just have say you don't live in you live in the States, but you don't live in like Boston or Kentucky or New York. You don't have one of those like
one of those problem
thick-ass
states.
Regional accents.
Yes,
You have like a kind of generalized American accent.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh man, my accent's so lame. And if I went to like a foreign place, they would. It's like, no, because if you make any attempt to speak the language there decently, your accent's going to translate into a weird foreign accent for those people.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
I remember I had friends of mine in school, chicks that were like, oh man, English guys, when they speak French, that's super hot because their English is so weird. English accents are so weird.
Yeah.
Because you go out to like parts of, you go out to fucking Joliet or Abitibi or fucking La Tuque, and like, they're like, oh, English people. Oh my goodness! Oh, it's so crazy.
Je mange ma poutine sur le harbor.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sound clip that one.
It's yeah, exactly. But there's a very difference between you have to the difference between the regional and the like cross-lingual, you know?
Yeah.
Because the exoticness doesn't really apply if everyone around you sounds the same and is speaking the same.
Yes.
It means you've adopted the thing in your environment. So if you're from the south or from whatever fucking the weird Philly kind of accent where there's a little bit of this and there's a bit of a that.
I've never heard that one.
Philly stuff is really, really weird. Wind, you know. But anyway, they have a whole thing where like you're doing it right in your area, right? It's not like people with horrible French accents that are like American sounding are a neighborhood here where they're doing it all right in that way.
No.
You're trying something else and not getting to it. So that's what I mean. There's room for striving.
So when you think about it, my bad accents are really very attractive.
There you go.
Everyone
should be.
No, I actually just thought of it. I'm like, why is Eye Patch Wolf's accent so handsome? And I'm like, oh, because you don't hear Irish much because Ireland is somewhat small.
And it's further away.
Right? But it's like the smaller the region of your accent, the more endearing it is.
Yeah,
That's why everyone goes nuts for Newfoundland and Fargo and the fucking gypsy / Roma / Brad Pitts in Snatch.
Yeah.
With scouse and all that shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Everyone is like, what the fuck is this?
What's going on here? Exactly.
Wait. Do people think that Newfie accents are hot?
No.
Okay.
They're quaint.
They think they're cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Accents are cute.
Yeah.
Because I would not equate those two together in any way. For obvious reasons.
Like, a Newfie accent doesn't say, like, ooh, look at that hot chick. It's like, man, that girl knows how to eat a fish head. Just bite the fish his head right off.
Next
the
time,
more overly comfortable rural accent you have, like it strays out of the that's hot spectrum into that's cute. Don't be around me too long, though. Spectrum.
the next time you meet someone from Philly, ask them to say home and see if you hear home.
What is that?
Home.
What is that?
Every ew sound.
It's
is
wrong.
Ew to it.
Is that like U sounds in like Baltimore?
It's not every word, but it's every once in a while certain sounds just come out and you go, "You're from fucking Philadelphia, aren't you?"
I kind of wish I had a more pronounced Canadian.
I always
accent.
like the unnecessary R's in British. Whenever they're just saying normal word, like I saw it.
Oh, it's
saw
weird.
a film.
Film.
Like, there's no R in there.
I saw
Oh
a
man.
film.
The language came from your lands. Why are you like this?
Well, it's because they had longer to like jerk it up.
Just state the badness, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's only a particular like dialect though as well,
Yeah.
right? Because
Well, you want to talk dialect? I mean, fuck. You point at any corner of this province and you get a different form of unintelligible fucking
that's
smoker
true, too.
French.
The sush, man. The
I
sush.
don't understand people from Netsuk. That is a weird little mountain community with the paper mill, and they don't speak a language
Well,
at
they have
all.
a paper mill there. It's understandable.
They
It's
write
ruined
it
their
down
lives.
on the paper. Also, that town reeks like shit.
The favorite thing that I've heard from, I think it's from you guys, have said this is that the people that speak French there, if they go over to France and actually speak French there, they fucking despise
would-
them.
Oh, it's a
but-
joke. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
But you wouldn't. You would speak English. Parisians and Quebecers. Oh, I got a little bit of French there.
Sure.
They speak English to each other because it's easier. It is much easier.
Than trying to understand
the
words.
different
You could
dialects.
use. So here's the thing, though. Like both know how to revert to the common basic words, though. And while I was in like New Zealand, we met people from France, and we spoke to them.
You spit on them.
We spoke to them using the most basic béchamel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Je
Bonjour,
suis, tu es, il, elle, on est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils ont. You know, like we
Yeah.
kept it on the fucking like
No fancy words like email.
present tense. Exactly. Don't ask for the receipt. You know, but and that's pretty much fine. But we were laughing in common about how like the further out from the central areas you get, the more like completely gibberish it turns. Because in French they have the ch'ti, right? Which
I
is
don't
like,
even know what you just said.
exactly. It's CH''TIS.
What is this? Some fucking
And it's-
C Final Fantasy shit?
It's your farm country.
Oh, man.
Where like everything.
Oh, like the fucking the wine guys in the Simpsons episode.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Perhaps. I don't know the reference. I don't remember that one. But like there's a little bit of weirdness to that, and it's almost like the equivalent of like the North remembers.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
you get a little bit of that too. It's weird. It's fucking weird.
Oh man, it's a rich tapestry.
I imagine that American Southern accents must translate very poorly into French. Like very heavy Southern
So
accents.
Paige Paige has like the slightest tinge of like an Illinois accent, and
Sure, yeah.
her accent translates hilariously into French. Like she's been learning it over the past couple years, and her basic knowledge of how to do stuff is dramatically improved. But like we'll have the moment where I'm like okay, one of the main streets that runs through Montreal is called Maisonneuve.
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 Yes.
Maisonneuve. No, Maisonneuve.
Maisonneuve?
Maisonneuve. And it's like okay, and it's like, man, you nailed that. You got it perfect. Everyone knows you're from the States. You will never escape it. Your accent is intense. It is strong, and it cannot be undone
yeah.
in your other language.
I always enjoy the GPS being like turn right on Rue de la Commune West.
Oh, they go crazy.
West and Est.
Dude, the English GPS
It doesn't know
are
what the fuck to do.
hilarious.
Rue de la Gauchetière.
Oh, man.
It's yeah.
That was too good. That was too good.
Yeah, you got to fuck it up a little bit more. Yeah.
Gauchetière.
Go. Yeah. You're right. They don't know what to do when three vowels are next to each other, and it's trying its best.
Oh man, it's every fucking street, and like, there's clearly like the guys who spent the little extra to get like Parisian GPSs.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Not to mention, I'm not going to blow up anybody's spot, but we have friends who have names that are clearly French.
Yeah.
And if you say it the French way, they go, "That's not my name.
No, don't.
What is that?" And I go, "Right, that's the thing that your great grandparents used to say." And at some point, their kids just went, I don't know.
Take for example, my name. My name is Patrick Boivin.
Yes.
Right. Now, Boivin is a very French name. It's relatively common.
Yep.
It's not. There's a different Patrick Boivin in Montreal
Certainly.
that is also a YouTuber. But my name is not Patrick Boivin.
Yeah.
My name. And if I was like. If my family was Anglophone,
and then moved south,
and then moved south or moved west or whatever,
you would have been Boivin.
I would have been Boivin.
And you would have been correcting people to tell them that
and they'd be like, "Non, monsieur.
yeah.
Ton nom c'est Patrick Boivin."
Patrick.
And yeah, Patrick. And like, I get this is the weirdest one. And it happens in the government offices. And it's go, "Okay, la prochaine c'est Patrick Boivin." And it's like, "Hey,
yeah.
Patrick? Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's how last
it's-
names change.
It's just because it says you have a French last name. I go, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And I go, oh, my mom's English. I went to English school. It was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Jerry!
Oh, you are fucked up.
But at the same time,
Jerry, you're anglophone. Si, besoin
yeah. Fucking man, or even sometimes when I'm like talking to there's an old lady working at Tim's and I was getting a coffee, and she tried her best and she spoke her English and she took my order.
Oh, why?
And then afterwards she was like to one of her like people in the back, she was like, "Hey, qu'est-ce que tu penses de mon anglais, hein? C'est bon ça?" And I just went, pas pire pantou.
Oh, man, it's
Anyway, yeah.
man.
But it's at the same time though, like my last name's Madden.
yeah,
And
very Scottish.
sure, but here's the thing, right? Like but I'm sure that the only reason why it's Madden is because of where I am, and like someone's way back would probably be like, "You fucking asshole, your name is Marden."
Yeah.
You're dropping the important like apostrophe and ach.
Yeah, but who gives a shit about the Scottish? They're not even a real
Like
country.
our last names.
They ruined Scotland.
We're Scottish/Irish in origin.
Yeah.
And it seems like the actual, like, my last name, like, eons ago, would be something like Gila Oncon or something like that.
Yeah,
It's just unrecognizable.
Like Twahadadan.
Some cool ass Celtic shit.
Yeah. Finn
My
Balor.
favorite thing about accents that I've learned about our region is that American Southern, like very heavy American Southern, is actually more similar to ancient British,
Yep.
like whenever they came overseas. So all the British people, if you slow down, I forget what it is, if you're slowing it down or speeding, I think it's slowing it down, it actually starts to sound like American Southern, which is really strange.
Really?
Yeah, the colony language and certain parts of the southern language is ancient. It's the language of British colonists of Britain at the time. And then Britain kept doing its own morphology. Like,
Really?
that's why.
Yeah, and the reason why that modern British is the way it is because apparently they went through some sort of minor revolution phase where everyone was trying to sound upper class, and that's the reason why it evolved from.
But see,
what
Woolie,
we
you
are
already have
into something
experience
else.
with that because Quebec French is Proto-Parisian. Quebec French is the French of the colonies
of the lower class.
Well, it's of the lower class, but it's also it's the colony language current to that time.
You're right.
And it didn't really change. Whereas in France, they did have some revolutions.
Yeah, a couple of people,
You know.
misplaced their
So
their
really,
belongings.
when you think about it, North Americans are speaking the real
The
language.
real language,
the
yeah.
real
That's
one.
right.
It's just when I think of the person wearing the 10-gallon hat going, "I do declare,
I do declare, Duke of Yorkshire, I will fuck your wife.
Wait, which area of the country is this now?
Is that getting into the
I don't know, Woolie. You created this on your own.
whoever it is from whatever cartoon wearing a giant hat, wearing a white suit
Yosemite Sam?
with the little a white suit.
I do
An
declare, I need a
expensive
mint
suit.
julep for my gun.
like
A mint
Jimmy-
julep awaits you
what's
on
that
the
guy's
other
name?
side.
There's a fairly odd parents character that's like
That's
that.
exactly who I'm thinking of,
Doug,
right?
Doug Dimmadome.
Yeah, and then exactly with the spinners on the boots and whatnot and so on.
I'm
or
Doug
even
Dimmadome.
or even young Gideon, right?
Man.
Like that type of character. That's
So a
exactly
Texan.
what I'm thinking of. And I'm like,
stereotypical Texan.
and I can't see the link between that and like English British.
Yeah, but that's what it used to be.
That's madness.
If you wanted to do like historical Shakespeare, everyone would have to be Eli.
I mean,
Hello.
there's the words.
I'm William Shakespeare.
Like they both use
There it is.
They both use words like proclaim and
Yeah.
declare.
Dragged into
so
the past.
there's that, but yeah.
So you dump Eli back in like 1400 England,
That's right.
he'd fit right in.
I
I
love
would be able to understand everyone.
I love how within our traceable timeline you can see like how you can have two different people, Cajuns and Lacadzi,
Oh yeah, of course you would know about it.
and they completely have like their separate things where there's a few
I have
mirrors here and there, but it's like you literally have the same source,
dude.
right? Or
I have a buddy of mine from Louisiana, and every now and then he busts it out, and it makes me pissed off. It makes me fucking Cajun shit pisses me off.
It's really weird.
Because it's like you're fucking wrong. What is this scrimp ass bullshit?
yeah.
Well-
But it's just enough of a mirror to know
We're
that
all
it's where it came
speaking
from.
incorrect versions of ancient Sumerian when it comes down to it. We're all
Scrimps. Fucking scrimps, man. What is that crap?
Scrimps and scrippers, screets.
Acadians are cool though.
Sure,
They're all right.
they fucking they
Man.
hate the old country almost as much as we do.
Yeah.
And one thing we can do is unite in our hate.
I can't think of like.
I think hatred of things unites people more
Oh,
than the
dude,
love
it's
of
the
things.
best.
It ridiculously so.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hey,
You want the Irish and the Scottish to get along?
England's over there.
Fucking hey, who's that? Is that the Queen?
You want the whole of the UK and all the English and those people together? Look, France is over there.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Ozymandias did what he did for that reason 15 minutes or 30 minutes ago.
Oh man.
Dude, like it is easy to
man.
rally around that shit.
What cracks me up about Canada is that the version of that, people are more mad at France for dumping us than England for invading.
Right.
Like, what? They come invade us and you just left? You just fucking left?
Well, who's more of an asshole? That fucking shitty kid that you beef with and fight with in that one grade of school,
Yeah.
or the parent who abandons you entirely for the rest of your life?
We were New France. New France. And then they helped the Americans with their revolution? They didn't help us fight the British? They helped the Americans? What the fuck is that?
Dude, politics are complicated.
And France
Politics
also helped the Confederacy.
And
It was fucked up.
also, we need our furs. Who's got fur, though? Have you got a
You
furs?
got beavers?
Because I got some pelts up here, and I got some fancy-ass women that need them back in the old country, so I'm going to do what's going to get those pelts back there faster.
We need to make hats out of beavers so that those assholes can go crazy from fumes.
Les courriers de bois.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a beaver hat in a good minute.
Well,
It's
I
been a
mean,
while.
they fell out of fashion once they realized that it made people go crazy.
Yeah, also they're kind of stupid looking.
Well, I think the Daniel Boone hat lives on in people like Sonic Fox.
Yeah. But also, like, the Daniel Boone hat, there's something really classic and quaint about, like, a raccoon hat. Like, it's a cool, it's a cute, cool hat.
It is
Yeah. It's no Johnny Appleseed hat
today.
but it's getting there.
Yeah?
It is unpull-offable today.
What if you just photoshopped a fucking raccoon hat onto my head right now?
Well, it's already happened.
This is dapper as shit over here with my
It's
raccoon
not
hat.
though. That's the problem. Is that would